Welcome back, everyone, to our Small Fleet and Owner Operator Summit. I hope that you're gaining a lot of experience and expertise in a number of fields that we're covering today. And hey, I'm here, so you know that we're going to get into some technology chats as well. And I'm very excited to introduce you to someone new to this stage for this event in particular. We're going to be diving into AI and how small fleets can, of course, leverage that to scale their business and to create more efficiencies as well. And with us is actually the founder and CEO of Hey Bubba, Tapan Chaudhari. Thank you so much for joining us. I would love if you could introduce yourself to our audience and give them a little bit of your background in this industry as well.
Yeah, thanks, Grace, and thanks for having me here on the show. I'm really excited.
Yeah.
So, yeah, a little bit on my background. I'm a technologist by heart, forced entrepreneur. I've done like a few businesses in the past. My past experience, I started a company called TruckX. We are into fleet management space, running that for last 8 years, focused on owner operators and small fleets. So we have like tens of thousands of these customers on our platform. And with the advent of AI, wanted to do something new. So I quit my job and started this new company, Hey Bubba.
Well, I love this in particular, having a technologist be a part of this part of the industry, because I think someone like yourself can not only add some advice maybe to our audience today on how to start to integrate AI into their operations, but I'm sure there's some tricks and tips that you can share as well. And I want to start off with some of the challenges that you see from small fleets and owner operators that you're talking to, and how you think AI can help address those.
Yeah, of course. So as I said, last decade or so, I've been working a lot with owner operators, and in last decade, technology has already shifted onto them. Right before the electronic logs, they were all papers, and then they started using the phones, and they're getting more used to the tech. And most of the challenges owner operators have, as you know, is finding good freight, always talking to the broker or a shipper to keep finding the load boards through the load boards. The other challenges, I mean, they hate calling the brokers to certain extent. They don't like to negotiate, so they outsource their job. A lot of manual paperwork is there for the back office and operations. Many times it's not for everyone, so they end up kind of joining a bigger company as a driver. Uh, so these are kind of all the challenges typically they have seen, and every time they just have to be on the phone, have to be over the email or text messaging. Less of text, I guess, but more email and over the phone. And this you cannot do while you're driving. I mean, if I'm owner operator, if I'm driving, I'll have to involve my spouse. I have to involve family members to kind of take care of the back office. They are busy with their own things as well. So yeah, that's a big challenge as a owner operator. They have to focus a lot on things other than driving, and this is where I think AI can come in.
It's so interesting because whenever I talk to drivers, especially owner operators, right, there's this really incredible sense of achievement that comes, I think, with the safety aspect of their job, right? Like that's where you hear almost more of the passion come from. And it's interesting, you bring up the fact, right, all this other minutia that goes into their job, that I think you're totally right. I mean, a lot of that work distracts from the overall goal of safety at the end of the day too. And so it's for me, I look at technology not just about just efficiency and being able to compete right with your trucking competitors out there, but a way for you to compete and hold the safety standard that I think a lot of these individuals pride themselves on, right?
Yeah. And safety comes with two things, right? One is, of course, they have to make sure they are driving safe on the road, but that is mainly comes from peace of mind. So if their mind is at peace, they can drive well. They certainly know how to drive well. It's just that all the chaos that goes behind the scene kind of plays in their mind, and then kind of that's where not so good things happen. I mean, I cannot imagine a truck driver who's been driving like for 20, 30 years using a bridge and say, oh, the bridge was short. I mean, no, it was just you were too tired. You were too occupied in trying to find the next freight because you cannot move and worried about your family.
Yeah. It's almost like I don't blame them for that sense of wanting to work while they're in the truck, but we all know that's not safe. And going back into the technology piece of all of this, right? I think people hear the word AI and maybe even more so the generations that we still see in the driver's seat today, right? What do you think are the biggest misconceptions that trucking companies have when it comes to adopting AI for their business that you've seen when talking with customers?
Yeah, so AI, you can think of it as in two phases. The AI phase, which happened like 5 years ago, where everyone was saying, oh, we are using AI mainly for like video analytics and things like that. Uh, that is in the past. And that's all the misconceptions come from there. And now there is a next generation of AI called LLMs. These are AI which is trained on pure language. So a lot of data from the internet, the bots are trained and they can perform any task. They are really, really good and at any text. So emails, they love emails, right? You can throw a lot of emails at it and they can come out with outputs for you saying, okay, the summarization, whatever the broker sent. So this is where we come in as Hey Bubba. So Hey Bubba was built mainly on the thesis of this, that AI has certainly changed a lot in last year and a half. And most of these AI technologies, the companies you have seen, has been focusing on brokerage side. So brokerage and shipper. So they provide software for them. They can make automated calls to truck drivers for check calls and other things. But there is nothing out there for the drivers. And I was sitting there, okay, we have so many of these driver customers. We should do something for them. And yeah, that's where Hey Baba is all about AI for drivers and truck drivers, small owner operators. Misconception is, oh, my data is getting hacked, right? Oh, someone is listening to my data. It doesn't work this way. I mean, the whole data that is gone, that is going to the AI layer, is very different. It's just chopped into pieces, and yeah, there's no mothership looking at your actual data. I mean, this the data is shared in such a manner that yeah, there's so many people adding to it. Actually, you're consuming it. And my view with this new AI LLM is it will be the new internet. It will be the new phone service you're going to be using. It's it's a way of your communication going forward.
Yeah, it's like, it's interesting, the whole I love that you use the word mothership, right? Like, where is this information going? And for all of the owner operators, small fleet managers out there watching, I mean, even to flip it a little bit, like this is an opportunity for you to use your data, right, for your advantage. If you feel like there's other technologies out there or load boards, we talked about that a lot here at FreightWaves, that might be taking advantage of the data that you're sharing with them or feel some ownership. I think this is a way that you can take a hold of the data that you have within your business and use it to your advantage and an advantage. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this too, because the fun thing about trucking in particular, we see it in brokerage, but we see it even more in trucking. It's just like these margins are so small, right? The operating ratios are just insane on the trucking side of the industry. And so I'm interested from your perspective, and I'm sure these drivers too are thinking, okay, at the end of the day, how does this help with my bottom line? How does this help me achieve a better profit margin than I have before?
Yeah. So see, I mean, I think everyone is in the business to make money, right? So when brokers come into the picture, some owner operators just think they are evil. I don't think so. They are evil. I think they are doing their job, and there is some margin, of course, they will keep. But the problem is, as and when more and more layers come in, the margins become thinner and thinner. And especially in a bad economy, or especially last year or two, where we see the rates have plummeted, it really hurts the truck driver. And then truck driver has to use a lot of these other software, as we talked about, load boards, which are getting expensive day by day. Uh, Plus, they don't let you use your data as well. To your point, is if even if I have a subscription, I can still not use the data. Then you have to hire an external dispatcher to run the job. Now you have to add additional seats. I mean, it's just unnecessary expense for the truck drivers. What AI can do is, rather than going And then on top of it, now if you're driving on the road, right, and if the new freight comes in, you have to act upon it very quickly. If you're driving, you cannot act upon it. Even if the broker sent you an email saying, hey, I have this new availability, you will look at it when you stop next after 4 hours, 5 hours. By the time the freight is gone, either picked up by a larger company or some other owner operator. And most likely with the big company who has these dispatchers, some operations people, right, sitting behind the desk. And yeah, owner operators and small fleets suffer tremendously with this. You need something that works behind the scene for you, which is your own, tool, uh, which is your own software.
Yeah, I think it's impressive, and I'm happy to see that like your fleets are implementing this stuff because you bring up brokerage. I mean, this is the number one thing I talk to a broker, and they're all looking at, especially the voice AI agents, right? And I think if anything, right, not to go against the broker, I come from the broker world. I love you brokers, but I see this helping carriers even more than I see helping them because of that challenge that we talked about earlier as well. And so bringing up, we talked about AI. Of course, we talked about how great it can be for these businesses. What are first steps? There small fleets watching today say, okay, Tapan, you've convinced me. What are my first steps in making sure that I'm implementing this technology correctly, and what key factors should these individuals be looking for when looking at solutions?
Yeah. So as I said, AI is the next wave, and I think everyone has to adapt it. People who are not adapting it will going to be suffer down the line. And that's what is happening. Right. Same thing happened with internet. Same thing happened with smartphone and AI. Especially this new wave of AI is real. Now, if you look at, as you spoke about brokers, right, they are using AI agents for voice calls, voice or emails, automated emails. What it will do is it is automating the process for brokers, but it will increase the load on the carrier side because now they will get more calls because bot can not make one call, an agent can make hundreds of calls at the same time. So now suddenly they can call. If you don't answer, the bot will automatically call after 2 minutes. They never forget. They will call you. They will email you, right? So now on the carrier side, how do you handle that challenge? Either you stay behind saying, okay, I don't want to use AI, then you're crushed because now you have to reply to these. Now you were getting 100 emails, now you're getting 1,000 emails. How will you handle that? The good part of 1,000 emails is you're probably getting more information. The bots are not just asking you where you are, check calls. They're also sending you more load information saying, hey, here you go. I have more loads. I have this. Now you can avoid load boats by answering to these emails on time, but you cannot do it manually. And that's where Hey Bubba comes in. Hey Bubba is a voice agent for truck drivers. It's an answer to other voice agents what brokers are adopting or shippers are adopting, but purely designed for truck drivers. Our goal with Hey Baba is we're never going to take a dime from a broker. We focused on the truck drivers. It can actually make calls for you. So not just receive calls, but you can make a call to a broker, negotiate on your behalf. So the bot can negotiate. So Baba can negotiate for you. You can set your rates and set your lane preferences. Baba will call automatically brokers, not just one. It's Baba. It can call 5 brokers at the same time if you see a load. Any emails coming in from brokers, it can respond to those. It can also call the brokers again or respond to emails saying, okay, my truck is available. How to pick up. Other challenges are for owner operators, right? I mean, they are all blue collar workers. Broker is a white collar person. They hate that conversation. So now you can talk to Baba in your own pace, in your own slang, in your own language, any language, it works. And Baba will call the broker in a white collar language, white collar slang, right? So that
Love that.
they can understand, they can negotiate much better for you.
I love a white collar slang. I mean,
Yeah,
it's there.
it is
So
there for sure.
you're not wrong on that. That's for sure. You did bring up that point though. It is interesting as we see brokers, right, implement that technology. The volume of calls and the amount of emails that these carriers are going to see for rate requests are going to just skyrocket as well. And so it's even more pertinent, I think, that carriers are considering how are they adjusting to those models too. And I really appreciate your expertise here today, Tapan, bringing these concerns and this, I think, really interesting future for trucking as well. For our audience, if they're looking to learn more about Hey Bubba, where should they go? Where should we direct them?
Yeah, we just launching Bubba. So you can just go to bubba.ai. Uh, Everything is over there. You can download the app. You can look into what we do. But it's a true AI dispatcher for any owner operator or a fleet. Handle the complete back office for you. It's a voice AI, as I said, the answer for the voice AI for the brokers and shippers, and we are the very first solution for truckers. So we are very excited, and we are here to learn from you guys as well. I mean, as I said, I'm a technologist by heart. Our goal is to make technology work for the truckers. You know how to drive, and that's what we're here for you.
Well, it sounds like an opportunity for a really great partnership. So for everyone in our audience, go check them out again at bubba.ai. And Tapan, thank you so much for joining us today. And for our audience, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the show as well.